Let's jump back into this form and let's kind of add some additional features and some dressing to this form to make it look really nice. And so to start off, you'll notice up here we have this little color palette here. This allows us to add or change the color scheme. So there's a really simple way to do that is just by clicking on one of the colored dots here, and we can change the form to a certain color. If you don't like that, what we can do is we can come down here to this little image icon, and if I click on that, what you'll notice is that Google has several themes that we can choose from, and when we pick one, so this one's kind of fun right here, I select it, and it's going to actually take and change my theme, color, style, those types of things to make it look really nice. Remember that if you want to know what your form looks like all dressed up, this is what you're going to get right here. Just click on your preview button. So super easy to do that. Again, we can we can come back in here to our color palette, click on our little image. One of the other things you'll notice down on the bottom here is that I can upload photos or select from my albums here. So if you have a header, like a school header or something you'd like to use, you can simply click there and select a photo from your computer. So lots of things that you can do in order to dress up your Google form. Let's just pick a simple one right here. Remember, you click on it once and select it down on the bottom, and then the form will be changed to that theme. Jumping into another part of this, what we can do is we can actually sectionalize our form here. So for example, let's say I have 20 questions and I don't want that form to be 20 questions long all on one page. I want it to go from section to section. So I want to show you how we do that here. So notice that I have name and email. I'm going to go ahead and click on this to highlight it and to make it editable here. And then I'm going to take, and you notice as I hover over these buttons here, I can do lots of different things, right? So for example, I can add a section. And you notice under, see where it took and created section 1 of 2 here, and now I have section 2, and so I can say questions about skills. Okay, so there's my section there. So, and notice that I can do that same thing. So what I did is I simply came down here and I clicked on the section divider right here, and it throws a section in. So now you will notice that I have 3 sections: a section 1, section 2, section 3. And I can go ahead and name that section. I can give it a description. Meeting. Oops. I better capitalize that. So now, if somebody jumps into this form, what they're going to see is something like this. We're only going to see the first section of that. So if I click on next, notice that it's going to say, hey, this is required. So I'm going to just type something in real quick. And when I hit next, what are we going to see? Sorry, this isn't an email address. So I've got to actually make that an email address at Beyond the, and when I do that, it's going to take and allow me to go to next. It even gives me the progress bar. Remember, I turn that on, and that gets me into this section here, and each one of the sections are named. So those section breaks are really great, especially if you have a super long form that you would like to pare down for folks to make it not so daunting when they first jump in. I want to show you a couple other things that we can do inside of Google Forms that gives it a lot of power. I'm going to jump in here into this question right here. I'm going to go ahead and add another question. So you notice whenever I select a question, it drops it down to the next one here. And let's see. Can you find the elephant? All right. So one of the things you can do inside of Google Forms is I can add images. So you notice as I hover over this particular this question here, I can actually add a question here, or I can add a question in the response. So for example, what I can do is I can click on this. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to find or search for some different types of animals. So we're going to just go rhino. All right, notice these are for commercial use. I'm going to go ahead and click on this little guy right there. Select him, and we're going to throw that rhino into option 1. I can go ahead now and add another option, come over here to image. And so this is a real simple, easy way to add or to make a quiz for your students out of images. So again, I'm going to look for an elephant here. There we go. That's a great little one. Kids will love that. options, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to come down here. I've got this option here, and so we're going to go to image and go to a search. And again, I can have all these queued up, but what's really nice is that Google takes these stock images like this. Go ahead and click on that. And now I have 3 images here that I can have kids actually take and see if they can respond correctly to this question right here. So using the images here, either on the question or on the responses, super powerful way of creating a more interactive form here that you could use. So I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to go ahead and add another section down here. I'm going to call this just questions. And one of the things that you'll note is that I can take and I can add video to this. So let's just say, let's just do this. Let's just do Schoolhouse Rock. Let's see if we can find a video of Schoolhouse Rock. Oh, I'm Just a Bill. That's one of my favorites, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that one right there. And notice what it does. It allows me to add a video in. I can then title it, I'm Just a Bill. Okay. So now what I could do is I can come down here and I can add a question that would indicate whether or not the student actually watched the video and they picked up some of the content or information from the video. So just lots of different ways that you can use these tools over here to add additional resources to your form.